everyone present here. Professor Jayakar Shetty, the Vice Chancellor of Bengaluru University, Mr. Raghavenddhiraa, Coordinator of Nyaya Chapel, Mr. Prasanna Raju, Managing Trustee, Devika Ajila, the Principal of the Law College, other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It's a matter of great joy for me always whenever I am invited to any law college. For two reasons. One, I always believe, profess, and feel within myself that we are all students of law till we continue to be in this profession of either as a lawyer or as a judge. So when I see the youngsters now taking up this profession, it's a matter of great joy. I always accept the invitation. First thing is my apologies that I came late. This happened because the reasons beyond my control. Today is incidentally the Legal Services Authority Grant Lok Adalat, of which I am the chairman. Therefore, we had to start this legal services work in the High Court and City Civil Courts. I had to visit and then come. Nonetheless, the two topics of the day are the most crucial and central to lives of every one of us. No matter whether you are a lawyer, no matter whether you are a Samaritan like Mr. Raghavenddhiraa, no matter you are connected or unconnected with the Constitution or the law, both the subjects chosen are excellent, and my kudos to the principal and the other members who have chosen the subjects. 26th of November, we must always remember that's the Constitutional Day, on the day on which the Constitution was adopted. 10th of December, the Human Rights Day. If we start talking about the Constitution, it becomes a timeless factor. In view of the various subjects, I have tried to abridge the whole thing. I was very happy to hear what Mr. Raghavenddhiraa told about our Constitution, from where it was taken, a part of it which I was wanting to include in my talk. He has already put in, particularly about the connection of human rights with Ashoka, the day on which it was adopted, and the connection with the French Revolution, the connection with the United States and the unwritten Constitution of the United Kingdom. The place being so appropriate that you are all the students of law and this is a law college, I would like to emphasize on few things in the Indian Constitution. We have had in the preamble, if you see, till 1976 the preamble read something different, and in 1976 we added one more word. But nonetheless, the Constitutional Court, which is the Supreme Court, was interpreting Constitution, and one of the famous ones, the judgments which come, which you think of, the first amendment to the UP Zamindari Act was the first. Over a period of time, that is not usually off-quoted by the lawyers, but from A.K. Gopal in 1956, the line of decisions, right from the Maneka Gandhi, Hussain Ana Khatun, Coelho, PUCL for food security, the line of decisions up till K. Puttaswamy 2017, that is the right to privacy. Why I had to mention you about these few cases of the Supreme Court is because we have a system in which the constitutional provisions and the amendments brought in, the legislation, the bills, those are placed before the legislative, maybe before the parliament, maybe before the legislative assembly of the states. They are by and large question before any constitutional court, either the High Court or the Supreme Court. The beauty, as it was Mr. Raghavenddhiraa was saying, the beauty of our country is we have three independent wings. As you all know, first the legislature, the judiciary, rather the executive and the judiciary. Whatever that the legislature takes a decision and it says that yes, this shall be the law of the land, it's the executive which will put it into the action. And if there is an aberration by the executive, or if there is an overstepping on constitutional mandate by the legislature, the stepping in factor is the court, the constitutional court, either the High Court or the Supreme Court. We do not, it's like king's pawn in the chess. We do not move on our own of science. The matters which were taken up on public interest litigation, even a car was treated as a public interest cause when Chief Justice Bhagwati started this trend. CO motor petitions happen, that is, you see this Delhi pollution, one or two matters. Sans this one or two small things. Usually, any person, any citizen of this country moving the constitutional courts can question the authority of the virus of the laws that are enacted by the parliament or the legislation. I am just giving a broad idea for you youngsters to know that what all that you can do in the constitution. First thing is that we must know everywhere it is taught, and I always talk a little converse of it. People everywhere they talk that no, this must be the right, that must be the right, Article 14, Article 19, I have this right, I have that. Yes, of course, Constitution has put in so much of right, it has put in so many articles that you have all the rights. But I have a caveat there. We are all citizens of this country. We must first know what is our duty to do. Unless and until that we are able to fulfill our duties, we have no right to ask for what is our right, and we cannot claim that right. It's always said that anything that you want to get, you must earn. You must earn that a privilege. Supposing you want to get salary in a place, you join some service, you must work for 30 days to earn that salary. To get something from the government or something from an authority, you must be two things. One, we must do our duty, we must be eligible for that. If all of us, if we think on this converse way, ladies and gentlemen, please think about it. Reflect on what I have said. When we go to any court, when we go to any authority, any executive, ask saying that I have this right, you give it to me. For a moment, step back and then think, am I eligible for this? Have I done my work? If only if we, for about 10 seconds if we think, and then take a further call. You know, the duties, each one of us, what we have to do the duty, if we do it, ladies and gentlemen, I am sure that we will reach minus 323 BC, which is one of my most favorite years in the Indian history. And I would very strongly appeal to all youngsters, particularly the students whom I like the most. I would request you and appeal to you, all of you, to please read Indian history first and then become a lawyer. History is the most important subject that goes hand in hand with the Indian law, or any subject for that matter. You know, there was a few years back, there was a film in which you see a slave from Africa was taken to in those days, 1500s, to an American court. So the gentleman, the lawyer did not know the language, the person did not know, the judge wouldn't know the language. Then finally, the young lawyer who was pleading for this Negro, finally he said that whenever that we get stuck, that we do not know what is to be done, then we appeal to our elders. We look back that what our elders did. That is exactly what is a precedent we call in the codes of law. What is a precedent? You always these youngsters, lawyers must have known this is AR 1986, page number such and such, SEC online such and such, you see 1953 or whatever. These are all precedents. Why we look into the precedents? Because our elders have examined similar situations and what is that they did. Of course, there will be a development in law because our constitution is a dynamic, it's extremely dynamic and it's an organic document. Time to time, I quoted the judgments from 1956 up till the latest up to Puttaswamy's judgment, up till right to privacy, which was hitherto we are just reconsidering as to whether we have or not. We are in a little bit of doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, now to sum it up, what is that we have in the constitution is, on one set, the rights of the people, and on the other, the framework of the entire country. Where take for that matter, you see how the Union Public Service Commission must work, how the Supreme Court must work, what is its constitution, how it must move on. These are all structural aspects. One is a rights aspect, one is a structural aspect. The one most important is the directive principles of the state, where the state is required to do following 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Though of course we do not bring them, there is a lot of debate in whether bringing them under the enforcement through the court. Let's not get into that. Maybe that's even in a moot court. If that subject is taken, let's talk about it. So this is the whole part of it. The parliamentarians from time to time can bring in a bill, can amend the constitution from time to time, which gets tested in the courts of law, particularly the Supreme Court. This is so far as the constitutional aspect is concerned. The second subject today is the human rights. Human right is one thing that we have human right known to us right from the time when we are born. Once that you get to know about how the fellow human beings are living with you, how we treat them, how they treat us, that is where, in sum and substance, it's the good treatment to the society. There is a Human Rights Act, there is a Human Rights Commission, chaired by a former Chief Justice of this country, but human rights aspects have been espoused by the Supreme Court from time to time. The latest being the People's Union from Civil Liberties versus Union of India. Just you can Google it up and find it out. That is the judgment of the Supreme Court which said that, see, right to food is a fundamental right. PUCL versus Union of India. Therefore, there are several rights like this. You see, talking about constitution and talking about the human rights, it will go on and on and on. It's been expanded. Article 21 particularly has been interpreted from time to time by the Supreme Court. It's been, what is a human right? Violation of human rights has been time and again explained. To monitor that, there is a National Human Rights Commission headed by former Chief Justice and other Chief Justice of the state and other members, a police member. Identical commissions are there in every state, including Karnataka, to look into the violation of human rights, which by and large it is the violation by the executive who sometimes overstep their jurisdiction. Ladies and gentlemen, these are two very vast subjects which we need to always have a chintan about it and keep on working on this, on its progress. It would be most appropriate for all budding lawyers to go through from, see, one other aspect about the constitution I wanted to tell you, that you see now the Keshwanand Bharati about the basic structure of the constitution, which is, you cannot change the basic structure of the constitution. That is now available in all languages online. Today, it's been announced 2 days back from the Keshwanand Bharati's case. So that's the basic structure that we cannot compromise there is no, it is not negotiable. Basic structure is not negotiable. These are the things which you will have to, from time, you must become a part of the constitution, part of the human rights. Only then you see you will enjoy doing this. Having said this, and due to paucity of time, I can go on with several judgments, what this judgment said, what this judgment said, maybe that we'll have to have a seminar for this. I wish all youngsters a very, very bright career. I will take just 30 seconds to tell you that my experience, wherever I go to colleges, I interact with youngsters. What's your aim? They will say that, no sir, I want to join so and so firm, maybe an international firm, this firm, etc. Very good, no problem, you can have your choice. But my request to you would be that a lawyer would excel only when he is able to put forth a case in the court and then make his point of law. Therefore, please consider this litigation as one of the major aspects and major options that you can consider. Please join litigation firms and all, so that you will become your rough edges will get chamfered from time to time and you will grow in your career. Now about there is a prologue for the reason why I told you, because if you are into litigation for some time and once you get it, now you have the options of joining our bandwagon as judicial officers. A lot of improvements have been done, improvement in the salaries, improvement in the perquisites, and it's one of the coveted positions and you can do real social service in that post and also enjoy a very dignified post. If there are any further details you need about it, you can always feel free to maybe contact me or contact any of the other judges or High Court. You will get further details. With these words, please permit me to close my talk. Thank you very much. Thank you for the patience. Thanks to the management for calling me on this occasion. Thank you.